All right, the next thing we're going to go through here is going to be online activities registration. So if you go to either gobound.com and then up in the search bar, search for Baltic School District, and you click on the Baltic Bulldog, you can get there doing that. Otherwise, another option is to go to the Baltic School website, click on the activities calendar up in the top right corner, and then come here and let's just start on the home tab. First, what we are going to do is we are going to go to registration. So this registration tab, once you get here, you may have to sign in. So I'm signed in under an account that will create a family for me, and I put in my information as a guardian within this family. So some of these things we're going to want to go in and do. If I want to add in a spouse or an additional guardian, I can do that here. So when I click on this, it's just going to ask for some basic information: mother, father, other, first and last name, address, basic information, and then you can add your guardian. The next thing that I'm going to do is once I've created my family here, I want to make sure that I'm in the correct school year. So we want to be registering our kiddos for the 24-25 school year. So as you notice, the guardian still follows over. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a child. Now, if I already have a kid, let's say that that has already been registered, they may already be in the system. So if I click on this add a child 23-24 school year, yes, it's not the correct school year, but all I'm looking for is for my kid. So I'm going to click on this next step because I've got Baltic and South Dakota. Let's say I'm part of my sister is part of the Clark family, so let's just see if I can find them. So my sister Alyssa has already graduated. That's not the one I'm looking for. My one that I'd be looking for would be Izzy Clark. I can add her in. I'm certifying this. I'm just going to do this to move forward, and I'm going to add her to this family. If that's not the correct person, don't click that step. But for this case, I'm going to show you what this would look like. So I'm going to add Izzy to our family. I now want to go in and I want to register Izzy for some sports. So I'm going to click in register. I'm going to click school. I'm going to go into Baltic, which should automatically just pop up, and I'm going to click register. In here is going to be all of the sports and activities that I can register for. So it might be easiest to just go under boys or girls, depending on the child that you're registering, whether they're a male or a female, and scrolling through this list. So I've got boys basketball, cross country, golf. I've even got powerlifting in here, track and field, wrestling, and football. Girls specific sports, basketball, cross country, golf, powerlifting, track and field. This co-op, disregard that. That's not correct. It should be Baltic. So if you have a girl that's interested in wrestling, please let me know. Sideline basketball cheer, sideline football cheer, softball, and volleyball. When I'm going in here, so like let's just use Izzy for example, I'm going to do high school volleyball because she's going to be a high school girl. I'm clicking this high school specific one. If you notice, there are options under each one of these. Some of them are per availability. Others are listed as such. Let's say that I go to co-ed here. Let's say that Izzy's going to be in band. I can do high school band and click that. Let's say that she's going to be in esports. I could click that. Any of these other ones that I want to do, I can click. Region music is closed because that's a specific activity that they'll sign up for if they make it to region music. So that's why that says closed. If you have questions about any of these activities, so if you notice their high school band, I want to deselect that. I just click it again and it'll deselect it. If you have any questions about any of these activities, specifically the co-ed ones and what they might be, for example, esports or Orland Terp, Quiz Bowl, robotics, please reach out. Sign your kid up. We can always pull them off the roster, but sign them up for it so that way we've got an activity count. And then we can always make adjustments from there, or reach out and then we can finish registration later. So I've got Izzy signed up for volleyball. I'm going to click begin registration. It's preparing my cart. This would be if I had any money that I need to pay in order to be a part of that activity. So for future reference, we might add the FCCLA dues into that registration fee, and you'd be able to pay for that on here. But we're not going to do that right off the bat. This is simply just to get a head count and get them added into the system, as well as getting some of this information that's coming up here. So as far as address is going to go, I'm going to just put in the school's address. You need to put in your address. I'm just putting this in for security reasons. I'm going to put in my email. This should be the student's email, so if I need to look that up, it should be their first initial of their first name, first initial of their last name, and then 4 digits. So Izzy's would be IC and then 4 digits. The student should know it, but if they happen to not know it, you could put in their personal email in that school email spot, but we'd prefer their school email. I'm going to put in the school's phone number, but this should be a student number, or it could be your guardian number. It doesn't matter as long as there's a number in there. Race, ethnicity, Hispanic, yes or no. We're leaving those blank for now. So in order to get past this background information, because all this information is already in Infinite Campus, to move past that, we're just going to click in the Attributes tab here on the left to get to that next page. I'm going to put in Izzy's height. I don't know how tall Izzy is, so we're going to make her super tall, or maybe not tall, very tall at all. I don't know how much she weighs. I don't know her handedness, but we're just going to put in these things so that way it's in here. Stars next to things are going to be things that are required. Please put in their shirt size, just in case. It's a nice area that we can pull from in order to get shirts and things like that. So try and fill in as much information as you can. We're going to click next here, emergency contact name. This might be a spouse, it might be a grandparent, whatever you would like to put in there. Please put in appropriate contact information. As we move forward here, we're giving consent to transfer to the hospital. It would be like if there was an issue with a student, say, on the volleyball court or basketball court or football field, and we were to need to call an ambulance and transfer them, you're giving consent for us to transfer them. This information we already have from you as a parent. You're going to sign down here at the bottom, giving consent to these 2 things up above. Clicking next. And then this would be where I could add in another guardian if I wanted to. So I could click plus here and I could add another person in, but no need to. This is probably one of the most important parts here. This is going to be our physical and health history form, as well as our concussion policy. So I want to submit these documents. So I'm going to click submit in here. And then if you click this yellow button here, you'll be able to download or open up that health history form. So the health history form is on the first page. The physical exam is on the second page. You will download this to your personal computer and then have this filled out by the correct people. So, for example, you're going to print this out, have this filled out or emailed or faxed to the healthcare provider. They will fill this information out, download it then back to your personal device, the filled out copy. Then you'll go back into Bound. You'll click Browse, find that filled out device or that filled out item, and then you're going to reattach it. So if I were to go here, I'm just going to click one of these documents. You'll want it to be that physical form. Make sure that it's signed. You'll put in the physical examination date. So if that's today and you're filling this all out right as you get done, even better. If I go in here, typing my student's name in, certifying that they're signing it. I've attached my physical form and health history form in here. I put in my date, I'm signing it, they're signing it, I'm clicking submit. Confirming that this date was the date that the physical was performed. Make sure you change that if it's not the day that you're filling this out, so that way they have 365 days from that physical date on which it's performed. And it does need to match what's on the physical form. So make sure those 2 dates match, because that'll be something that we're confirming within the office. So we're going to click confirm. It's going to load here. And now I've got my physical form here in the middle of the screen filled out, and they've got 364 days left before I need to get them a new physical. Next, I'm going to do the concussion form policy. This one's super simple. You open it up, read through the policy, print it out, parents or guardians sign, students sign, date it, re-download it to your device, and then you're going to look for it, click browse, you're going to upload it to the computer here or your device, date that you filled out this document, parents sign, student sign, and then we click submit. So we click confirm, and we're good to go, and we're moving forward. So next steps. Now I get here, this should be a list of all the things that I'm registering this child for, and then I'm going to click complete. If I don't want to do that and I accidentally did something incorrect, I'm going to click remove from cart, and then I need to go back and I need to add new things to the cart here to get, I would pretty much need to start over at this point and get the correct things added in. But once you're ready to go, you're going to click complete, continue, and then you're good to go. Your child will be registered. They'll be in the system for all the activities that they plan on participating in 24-25, and there shouldn't be any fees due at this point. So you should be good to go. If you have any questions at this point, please reach out to my office at edward.clark@k12.sd.us. You can call the school and they can transfer you to my office if you have any questions. The phone number is 605-529-5464. Or 5461 if you want to call the other office, and then they will transfer you up to me, and then we can help you through. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to those two areas. But other than that, best of luck.